Hey everybody, welcome to Rotter Tube Reef Saltwater Aquarium Care. Just wanted to do a quick video for you on all the fish here. What are you crying for? Leah's got one of her femur bones. Come here, come. Just eat it. Don't cry about it. She's looking for a place to bury it. Okay, so new saltwater tank aquarium care video every Saturday or most Saturdays. I wanted to just show you guys the tank. I don't have any coral, and the Harlequin Sweet Lips is getting pretty big. That fish is going to be like 2 feet long, but not for about 6 years. Beautiful fish. All these guys are looking really good. Fox face right there. Sailfin tang. Fowlery tang. I've had that guy for like 4 years now. Gorgeous. And I've got like 6 clownfish. Ocellaris, Snowflake, Picasso. The only invert I have is a thin striped hermit crab. Whoop, there he goes. And recently, I was in one of the local reef stores because I needed Rod's Food. I feed these guys frozen food by Rod's Food, and I saw a blue tang, and I love those fish, a little blue tang, and I'm like, let me buy them. But then I saw this yellow tang. I have not had a yellow tang in the tank for a while. And he's a little shy still. I just put him in the main tank here a few days ago, but he's doing well. Thing with the yellow tangs is if you put them in the tank and then you were to add another fish, they can get aggressive. I had a yellow tang before this guy. Sweetest fish ever. Never got aggressive with anybody. This guy won't get aggressive, but rule of thumb is if you're going to get a yellow tang, you want to put them in the tank last and get no other fish, or else they'll see the tank as their territory and they'll go crazy. This guy, what I've noticed about him is he picks at the rocks a lot. Like, he's always hiding out, especially when I bring out the camera. This is the second time I tried to film him. But you guys know what a yellow tang looks like. He's been picking at the rocks an awful lot. Maybe going after the amphipods or uneaten food. But he's a good looking guy. So I got a little more color in the tank. Everyone's doing well. I do kind of miss the coral being in the tank, but maybe I'll get like a 45-gallon just for coral, you know? It's a lot easier to take care of this tank with no coral in it. And here's a bonus. You know how your water salinity, the amount of salt in your water, has to be 1.024 if you got coral in it? Well, there's no coral in here, so I keep my salt level, the salinity, at 1.018. The fish love it because there's more oxygen in the water with a slightly lower salt level. And I can save on salt. So more oxygen for these guys and saving on salt. So it's a win for me and a win for them. So I don't think I'm going to put coral in this tank again. The nice thing is, too, if ever I want to get a new fish, I can just throw them in here without quarantining them. I can just dose copper in here, because you always want to dose a little bit of copper. Have to recommend the dosage from copramine if they have parasites on them. You never want to put a fish, as you know, my channel is based on this, in an aquarium with other fish, because it could be, you know, just riddled with parasites, and they'll spread rapidly in your tank and kill your fish. People say if you feed them or if you feed them garlic, it'll get rid of the parasites. That's bullshit. So you want to quarantine them in a separate tank. You know the drill, with copramine for 6 weeks. Then you put them in this tank. But if you don't have any coral, You can just treat them in here if you want. Because the copper solution, the liquid copper, will kill corals and inverts, starfish, all those guys. So think of this as like a big hospital tank. If I wanted to get another fish eventually or whatever, I just throw them in here with a mild dose of copper. By the way, you can put corals in your aquarium. A lot of subscribers have reached out and said that they've done it. They had a no coral saltwater aquarium, and they went to a coral aquarium after they dosed copper. You know, people say that even if you get like an ounce of copper in your tank, look out, you can never put corals in it because it stays in the rock and it leaches out of the rock and it's never safe for corals or inverts. Well, a lot of people said that they've done it after a few months of water changes, 3 or 4 months, whatever, and it's fine. In fact, I did that experiment. I added copper in here, as you remember from a previous video like a few months back. And after a few months of weekly water changes, as always, I put copper coral in here, and they were doing great. I had my original star polyp coral frag, and I bought a really sweet frag that was a zoanthid, lime green neon. It was beautiful. I gave it to my brother, both of them. But they were thriving in here. They did good. A few months of no copper, they're good. So anyway, I just wanted to show you the guys, show you the tank. The tank will get even clearer. It looks a little hazy on the screen to me. Well, maybe not. Hard to tell because I got the backlight from the window. But the tank's looking good. Guys are doing really well. More to come. I don't have anything running on this tank. I don't dose anything. It's just pretty much a protein skimmer and that's it. And mechanical filtration. I change out the pads weekly. For those of you who didn't see, I've got the water coming in. Oh, it's sideways now. Damn, I gotta fix that. But I did a makeshift Rubbermaid container where I've got my foam pad in there. I drilled a hole, and I drilled a bunch of holes in the bottom of this drawer. I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't. And then all the holes leak down onto the pad, and it falls out through the bottom of the water, and it filters the water that way. I just replace that pad once a week. The other end, I just have my rotter tube with no filter in it currently. Same principle, a 3-inch clear PVC, and my protein skimmer. That's all I got. But the tank will look better in time. It looks pretty good now. Alright guys, take care, happy holidays, and I'll see you next weekend. Be safe. Happy reefing. Oh, don't forget to check out our Facebook group. A link in the video description along with all the gear I use. Take care.